You take a look around at Signature Healthcare in Bowling Green. It doesn't look like a very white Christmas, but you know what it does look like? Christmas in July. Through the past few months, COVID-19 has changed a lot of things, like how we go out in public with a mask or how we have fun. They have an annual tour of homes for Christmas, but this year they took that tour to go and added some fun extra stops on the way, like Fountain Square Park. Now, the National Weather Service said that there was an EF2 tornado that touched down here with winds around 115 miles per hour. Country music superstar Garth Brooks came up with a very creative way to still bring music to his fans with a special drive-in, one-night-only concert.
I tell people that, being on the ventilator was not the hard part for me. That was the hard part for everybody else. It's the recovery that's been the hard part for me.
Molly Dawson, a 25-year-old nurse, had her life flipped upside down this summer after she contracted COVID-19. Molly tested negative for COVID twice, and the day she tested positive, things took a turn for the worst.
The morning of June 17th, I woke up at about 2:30 and couldn't breathe. It felt like I was drowning. So I attempted to do 2 breathing treatments, didn't help. So I went to the ER. My oxygen was very low. From there, they tested me again, and I was positive. And it moved pretty quickly. I got admitted to my own ICU. And then within 12 hours of being admitted, I had to make the decision to allow them to intubate me and put me on a ventilator. And then within another 24 hours of that, I had been life flighted to Nashville.
Molly was unsure of how long she had been on a ventilator, and when she woke up, she had a long recovery journey ahead.
But I was expecting to maybe be intubated for a day or two. I didn't think it was that bad. And then when I woke up, I had 4 days of hallucinations, so I don't remember that part. But when kind of the brain fog left, I had been told that it was 20 days later, and that was so strange to me.
Molly was paralyzed for days while being on a ventilator, and when she awoke, she had to relearn how to walk, amongst many other things, and is still recovering several months later.
I still can't live independently. There are a lot of things that I still cannot do, and I'm definitely getting stronger every day and making huge strides in PT and occupational therapy, and so I am making progress for sure, and I'm trying to stay focused on that, but I still have a lot that I can't do, and I won't be back at work until at least probably mid-March.
Her one message: she wants to get out with the public, stay home for the holidays, and wear your mask.
But I want everybody to just take a second and think about the sacrifice that all healthcare workers and all essential workers, like the grocery store people or delivery people who are helping make everybody's Christmas, they don't have a choice whether or not they get to go to work. They have to make a sacrifice every day. And even if you don't believe masks work, you wear it, and the worst that happens is you wear a mask. But you wear it, and you could prevent somebody from losing their life.
Reporting in Bowling Green, Allison Baker, 13 News. Graves Gilbert Clinic and Bowling Green City Schools have created a partnership that is now allowing for students and staff to receive the new rapid antigen COVID-19 test.
Now that we have the testing ability and the rapid antigen test ability to test kids and have results in 15 minutes is just incredible. That makes it really possible for us to manage student symptoms, to manage student health care in an effective way. And it also allows us to hopefully continue to have school on this hybrid schedule for a long time, to where we're seeing kids every day at our schools.
According to the nurse at the clinic at Bowling Green High School, she said the rapid test is for anyone who is symptomatic.
So the rapid COVID test is a test that's indicated for any individual who is symptomatic and who has had symptoms within the last 5 days. So we have the ability to do a nasal swab that's very similar to the swab you get whenever you're flu tested, and we can run that in-house and have results in 15 minutes.
Nurses at the school will perform the test on a student or staff member. And what is the accuracy of these new tests?
Approximately 98% in agreement with the PCR test if it is administered within that 5-day window.
Graves Gilbert CEO says this test is brand new and was approved by the FDA just months ago.
So this is all brand new for all intents and purposes. We've done a lot of work evaluating tests. And, people are saying, well, who's going to be first to market? That doesn't matter to us. What matters is who's the best. What test is the best for our community? And we've come up with a nice PCR test, which is a live virus test. We've come up with a wonderful antigen test, which is what we're talking about now. And we have a great antibody test. So it depends on what your needs are as to which stage in the virus development, which test is the best for.
Graves Gilbert plans to make the rapid antigen test available to the public sometime next week. Reporting in Bowling Green, Allison Baker, 13 News.
That night, it changed our lives for the last 21 years. October the 17th, 1999, my brother, Kevin Lamont Ragland, was shot and killed. But my brother had actually called my mother, our mother, and told him that he had been shot. And she told my brother to repent of all his sin because she's a church-going woman. She's a heavy believer in God and Jesus Christ. And she told him to repent of any wrongdoing that he had been doing. And after that, she heard him kind of have a muffled sound, he was snoring. She figured that he was bleeding internally and that she had never heard from him again. My brother actually knew who his killer was. I think my brother thought he wasn't hurt as bad as he thought he was. So I truly believe that he thought that he was going to survive that night. But ultimately, when the bullet lodged into the back of his head, he was bleeding internally. And once he got into the ambulance, I don't think he knew that he would never come home again. I don't think the perpetrator knows the pain that they caused the parents. And a part of my mother died on October the 17th, 1999. A part of my mother died that day. And a part of us died with him because our brother, he was a cool brother. He taught us how to box. We had a good relationship with him. Me and my brother used to get our hair cut on Fridays around the same time and then go eat lunch afterwards. So we had a really good relationship. He was very close to all of his brothers and sisters on my mother's side. So the last 21 years it's been very daunting, knowing that justice still has not been served for my mother. We know no matter what the police does, it's not going to bring my brother back. We understand that. But we would like to know who done it and have that person be brought to justice and serve the time that they deserve.
A man who believed at age 18 when we met and who believes today that a woman's work, whether at home or on the job, is as important as a man's.
Ginsburg, throughout her career, played a large role in fighting for women's rights.
In my lifetime, Ruth Bader Ginsburg argued a case before the Supreme Court that allowed women to open a credit card account in their own names, when before they had to have their husbands co-sign for that. And so when I explained that to my daughters, they were both shocked that in the last 50 years, the law has changed to allow for that. And so I think her impact on future generations will be that their freedoms and their ability to make those types of decisions, they maybe even take for granted a little bit because of the battles that she fought for them.
Ginsburg has served as a role model for women across the country, inspiring many to follow in her path.
My favorite quote is, "Women deserve a seat at any table where decisions are being made." And for me, that is something that we as women, every single day we make decisions about our family, our job. Being a prosecutor, a female prosecutor, we drive the train in district court. We're the ones who make the offers. People come to us to get cases resolved. So for me, to know that she leaves behind that legacy, I would like to think that that's something I carry out every single day.
Warren County Attorney Amy Milliken was the first woman to hold that position. Milliken says justices like Ginsburg and O'Connor paved the way for female prosecutors.
And now, not only my office, but also Chris Coron's office, the Commonwealth Attorney's office, we are dominated by female prosecutors. And it's not that we are seeking them out, they are just rising to the top. And it is because of women like Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Sandra Day O'Connor.
The late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg will lie in repose at the U.S. Supreme Court Wednesday and Thursday. Reporting in Bowling Green, Allison Baker, 13 News.